And so it's Christmas. There's that cold bite in the air. The carols have been playing for months in the shops, and the TV adverts are all about getting festive. But it's easy amongst all of the commotion to forget what Christmas is really all about, that it is Christmas. But amongst all of the chaos, there are some key symbols that help us to remember the true meaning of Christmas. I spent one Christmas in Madagascar, and I was invited by the locals there to go and decorate the church. I was expecting to go and put up decorations, but instead we traipsed off into the forest with machetes to cut down trees. And we dragged these trees back to the church and stuck them up. These bare trees were the decorations. It's such a strange tradition when you think about it, dragging something of the wilderness into our homes. I mean, beautiful flowers are one thing, but a conifer tree is quite a strange thing to bring into your home. The idea of dragging a tree into your home comes from the pagan festival, but when it was rebranded Christmas, this tree took on a new sense of meaning. Christians used to hang fruit upon their tree, but recently they replaced that with the idea of baubles. The idea is that the tree symbolises the tree of knowledge of good and evil, the tree which Adam and Eve took the apple from. Therefore, the tree symbolises how we fall short of God's standard for us. The tree symbolises how we mess up, how we have broken relationships. It symbolises the consequences of our actions. It symbolises death. You see, we need a saviour. Luke writes, when the angels appeared to the shepherds, they said they brought good news of joy because today in the town of David, a saviour was to be born. A saviour. You see, ultimately, we need saving. The whole present giving thing at Christmas can get quite stressful, trying to buy last minute presents, often spending money we haven't really got on things people don't really need. But ultimately, the gifts symbolise God's gift to us at Christmas, that He sent His Son Jesus to become flesh, to enter human history. Matthew explains it in terms of Emmanuel. God is with us. God didn't remain distant, but He moved into the neighbourhood to show us who He really is, that we can know what it is to be truly human. The gifts we exchange are a reminder that God is generous. And at Christmas, He came to be with us. Then there's the holly, which we often use to kind of decorate our front doors. The holly symbolises the crown of thorns around the head of Jesus. In Denmark, it's called Christ thorn. See, Jesus not only entered human history, but He entered it with a purpose, a mission, not only to preach and to heal, but to one day go to the cross. The mission was for Jesus to sacrifice His perfect life for our failings, that we could have a relationship with our Father in heaven. Matthew writes about how the angel told Joseph that he was to name the son Jesus because he would save the people from their sins. This was a mission only Jesus could accomplish. And so amongst all the festivity, may God remind you of what Christmas is really all about. When you see a Christmas tree, may God remind you of your need for a saviour. When you see Christmas presents, when you give and receive them, may God remind you of His generous gift, that He is with us. And when you see holly, may God remind you that His provision is enough, that Jesus' sacrifice was enough, that we can be in relationship with him. Happy Christmas.